I'm Douglas Searle, I'm the Director of Health and Safety for the college, and I've come back to answer a few more questions on coronavirus or COVID-19. So the first question is, should I continue going to classes? And the answer to that is very simply yes. The government has moved into the delay phase. This means they're going to start looking at social distancing options, but at the minute none of these affect universities, schools or colleges. So we would ask you to please continue your studies. If for whatever reason you are required to self-isolate because of coronavirus, then that would be counted as an authorised absence, but any other absence would not be. So the second question is, will examinations go ahead? And the simple answer to that is also yes. While the format for the assessment is being considered and the most efficient way of delivering it, you as a student just need to prepare for your exams as you would normally. And likewise, do I need to submit assessments as usual? Yes, absolutely. Please continue all your coursework and classwork and assessments as normal. So a connected question is, can I go home? As I've just said, it is still business as usual. The assessments and examinations will still be continuing as usual. So we would ask students to continue working on their coursework as they would normally. However, if you do make the decision that you want to leave the college, we would like you to let us know. So if you're an overseas student, please inform student-administration@royalholloway.ac.uk so that we can make sure that we're aware, and that can also potentially impact on your visa situation. Likewise, if you're a UK student and you want to return to your home within the UK, please email exactly the same place, student-administration@royalholloway.ac.uk. So another question is, I live on campus, do I need to go home? I'd just really like to take the opportunity to reassure all of our students and staff that we're doing absolutely everything that we can at the minute to ensure that everybody in our community remains safe and healthy. There is clearly a balance to be made between this and continuing to provide the education and services that we do to our students, but at the minute it is business as usual. We are continuing to do everything as we would do normally, and that there is no risk to your health through remaining on campus at this time. If that changes, we will inform you. So another question was around what happens if the college is required to close and I am living in halls. So it's a slight misnomer that the college would close. The college will never ever completely shut. We have a large community, a large international community, and we're very proud of our diversity within our student body. Some people will not be able to return home, and we will absolutely continue to provide support, accommodation and food for everybody who stays behind within the college. So finally, there's a question around the changes the government announced yesterday in Boris Johnson's press conference with reference to staying at home. So there is a subtle difference between self-isolation and staying at home. Self-isolation is where there is a reasonable suspicion that you may have contracted COVID-19. So either you've returned from a country that is high risk, or you've had confirmed contact with someone who has the virus. That continues to be 14 days. This new measure is an additional measure to further reduce the risk that anyone who has either of the two main symptoms of COVID-19, which is a new continuous cough or a fever, will be asked to stay at home for 7 days. If you are required to stay at home for 7 days, then we would ask students, please inform your school admin team, and staff, please inform your line manager, but this isn't a self-isolation and the college does not need to be informed centrally. There is also then a question about what if I'm a student in halls and I'm asked to stay at home. The government has provided some guidance on this. It isn't the same as self-isolation. Essentially, it's being sensible and practical. You can remain in halls, you just avoid contact with others as much as possible. Basically in exactly the same way you should do normally if you have cold or flu-like symptoms. It's nothing particularly different, and it's not that you are in any way suspected of having COVID-19. It's just an additional level of protection. Thank you.